Welcome back to another episode of Tell Me. I know it's been a while. Life's been lifing, having some technical difficulties with the slate, editing, and etc. But I'm back. Without further ado, this is Tell Me, Richie's Upsets. I'm your host, Richie Sandoval. Let's get right into today's slate. We got a 7-game slate. First game of the night, Cleveland and Washington. Not gonna lie to you, Cleveland's been on fire. Cleveland's been on fire. Um, they're winning games. Everyone's healthy. They're 9-1 in the last 10, averaging 121 points. The Wizards are 2-8 in the last 10, averaging 111 points. It's the Cavs for me, obviously. Cavs money line. But I wouldn't mind teasing up that 11.5 on the Wizards side to maybe cover the points. Because I think the Wizards are going to put up a fight. They are home, so I think they won't just lay down. They'll try and put up a fight. Even though Kuzma's day-to-day shoulder, if he plays tonight, they should try and cover that 11.5. But ultimately, it's the Cavs for me. Staying away from the spread. Next game, we got the Raptors and the Hornets. Now, look, Raptors, they had a back-to-back. They're on a road trip right now. They had a back-to-back against Toronto. And then I said Toronto against the Thunder, and then he lost in a back-to-back overtime. And after that, play Pelicans, doors blown out of them by 40. So the Raptors need a win. Spread is at 7.5. Hornets, I'm not opposed to Hornets covering at 7.5. The Hornets did just play at home. They didn't travel. They did just play Brown in LA, and they barely lost. I'm not gonna lie to you, they lost by like 6 or something like that. Tried to keep it close. Miles Bridges had 39. So ultimately, I will stay away from the spread. But I'm going to tell you the Raptors win. Raptors money line is my play personally. That's just what I'm going with. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Raptors money line. Next game, we got Golden State and the 76ers. And if I'm not mistaken, we have no Maxey tonight. No Joel Embiid for Philly. Let's see. Injuries. Gary Payton II is out. Chris Paul's out. Andrew Wiggins is day-to-day with his ankle. Batum is day-to-day. Covington out. Melvin out. Embiid out. So I'm not saying that Sam Maxey's actually out. I guess he's probably probable tonight. But in the last 10 games, the Sixers are 4-6, averaging 114. Warriors are 5-5, averaging 125. I don't see why the Warriors don't win this game. This is the game the Warriors are supposed to win, especially if Maxey doesn't suit up tonight. So yeah, I don't mind taking the Warriors money line, but I would keep my eye on the points, keep my eye on who's going to play and who's not, because I think Philly could probably cover that 5. So yeah, or if you tease up the 5, the Sixers could probably cover. But it's Warriors money line for me. They should win the game. Maxey does not suit up. Keep an eye on that. Next game, we got Spurs and the Heat. Yes, indeed, Spurs and the Heat. They're starting to win games. They're starting to get it together. Spurs are very well coached. Not gonna lie, Popovich knows how to coach those guys. Even though the Spurs are 10-40 right now, that's their record. 15th in the West, and the Heat are 27-24. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's gonna be an easy win for the Heat, but this is the game the Heat should win. The Heat are 3-7 in their last 10. Spurs are 3-7 in their last 10. But the Heat are healthy. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's healthy. They're just trying to. This is the game where they have to win. They just to keep the composure going and string along wins. So I'm gonna go Heat money line for me. Gonna stay away from the 8. Feel like maybe the Spurs could probably keep it close, make it a game just because of Wemby. Wemby's his size, but it's Heat money line for me. Next game, we got Boston and Atlanta. Boston at home, one of the best teams. Obviously, we know best records at home. Atlanta, one of the worst teams against the spread. I feel like Atlanta's been covering a lot of games lately because they have been playing well. It's getting closer and closer to that halfway mark. Atlanta has been playing well, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Tonight, I feel like there's a shed somewhere in Boston that Atlanta may go to. Boston, I believe everyone is playing. Jaylen Brown's back. It's the Celtics for me, money line, obviously. Um, it's at minus 820. So if you want to play with the 12.5 and take them for 7 or 8, that's cool. But it's Boston money line for me. Next game, Kings and Detroit. Oh man, these are two teams I can't trust the Kings at all. I don't trust the Kings at all. The Kings are 6-4 in their last 10 games, averaging 118 points, and the Pistons are 3-7, averaging 118 points. The Kings are shooting 50% from the field. The Pistons are shooting 49% from the field. And the Kings are letting their opponents average 118 points. The Pistons are letting their opponents average 120 points. Yeah, I don't like neither of these teams. This is a game the Kings are supposed to win, obviously. Line is at minus 820. I'd stay away from the 13-point spread. I'm going to go Kings money line for sure, without a doubt. But I'd stay away from the 13-point spread, like I said. And the last game of the night, we got Pelicans and Clippers. Clippers are playing great basketball. The game is in LA. I believe both teams have no injuries. It's a full roster tonight. Zubac is still day to day, but if Zubac plays, I'm not gonna lie to you. Clippers are home. I think the Clippers should get the job done. If Zubac plays in the lineup. Now, if Zubac is not playing in the lineup, that has a change. That changes the size. And things just vary from there. So yeah, I don't mind the Pelicans covering at +7. We did just see the Pelicans beat the Raptors by 37 or 38 a few nights ago. Everyone's healthy, so yeah, this is the game where I think you tease up the Pelicans on a +7 to cover points. You should be fine, but the Clippers should win this game money line. But if you want to play safe, I would take Pelicans with the points. Me personally, I'm going to take the Pelicans with the points, tease up to 7, and it should be a good game. Yeah. So there you have it. Tell me. Don't fail me.